السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. صدق الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi, brothers and sisters. I apologize for coming here a little late. I'm in the middle of moving. So nonetheless, alhamdulillah, I made it here with you all to participate in this beautiful family night organized by Baitul Ma'mur. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless all the brothers and sisters who put together this beautiful event. Everyone say Ameen. And we also ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to forgive us and our parents and our brothers and our sisters and our whole entire ummah. Everyone say Ameen. So, the ayat that I just recited, can anyone tell me from which surah? Surah Al-Jumu'ah. We know this very well. Because Jumu'ah is mentioned in this ayat. The surah in which this ayah is found is also named Surah Al-Jumu'ah. Jumu'ah is so special, so important, so significant that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala dedicated a whole entire surah in the Quran called Surah Al-Jumu'ah. You know, there are 52 weeks in the year. From the 52 weeks, the Fridays that our kids can go to school can experience Jumu'ah. If you add summer vacation and Fridays like this where kids are off from school, maybe 14, 15 max, kids can experience Jumu'ah. Other than that, the majority of the Fridays in the Jumu'ah, our children do not get to experience. Now I hope you understand what I'm saying, because if you have kids or you have family members and relatives who are children who are going to school, public school, and even charter school, if you send them to nursery, pre-K, kindergarten, all the way to 12th grade, that's 13, 14 years of public school education. Most of their life they did not pray Jumu'ah. On top of that, most of the families here, fathers are working very hard and many moms are also working. Which means that the father and mother cannot give too much time to the kids. So they send to the masjid Saturday, Sunday, and maybe they think this is enough. But unfortunately it's not enough. The main education is from the home, from the house. It's not the nature only, it's the nurture also. How you raise and introduce Islam, create this culture within them. What you learn growing up in a Muslim country, children who grow up here, they don't even know as they are adults. The country that you came from, you learned Islam through the culture, through society, through people. You used to hear the adhan. Over here, it's not the case. So what do we do in this situation? It's a very difficult situation. I'm not saying for your kids not to go to school. I'm also a school teacher, I know how important it is. But what we have to do is make an extra effort so that we can supplement our children's education and upbringing so that they can develop a strong identity as Muslims in America. By bringing them to the masjid regularly. Daily, you should bring your children to the masjid, even your daughters if possible. If you cannot do it daily, then at least every other day and definitely every week you should at least bring them to the masjid. I spoke about this earlier today in the khutbah, in the masjid where I was giving khutbah. Masajid really need to focus on a couple of key issues. And the top two issues which I feel very importantly about is our young generation and our women. Our mothers and our sisters as well as our youth, our next generation. In addition to that, engaging with our community, our non-Muslim neighbors and friends, our co-workers and our colleagues, In addition to that, which is very important, is to engage civically with the local government and national government here. If I ask over here, how many of you are registered to vote? Those of you that are eligible. Those of you that are citizens and could vote. Today was the last day to register in order to vote for next month's upcoming primaries. Now you may sit and you may scroll through Facebook and see all of these things happening, but if you are not engaged and active in society, in your family, then don't expect anything good to come, because you are not doing anything. So why am I saying all of this? The reason why I'm saying all of this is because gatherings like this, and today happens to be Friday, the Christian world is celebrating, what's the holiday called? Good Friday. Every Friday is good. Every Friday is good in Islam. Every Friday, every day is good. But the best day is Al-Jum'ah. Yawm al-Jum'ah is the greatest day under the sun, the Prophet ﷺ said. On this day we should remember Allah even more. We should remember Allah even more. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, believers, those who have iman. Yes, Allah, what do we do? إِذَا نُودِيَ لِلصَّلَاةِ مِنْ يَوْمِ الْجُمْعَةِ, that when the call for Jum'ah Salat and remembrance is made, what do? فَاسْعَوْا إِلَى ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Rush, hurry, quickly go to the remembrance of Allah, to the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You find many people, they are in their business, it is time for Jum'ah, they are still in their business. People are in their office, it is time for Jum'ah, they don't have time to go remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because the dunya has engulfed them. Kids are in school, and many schools give some time off for students to pray Jum'ah together. You cannot say, oh, I can't, it's too difficult, the system won't allow me, the administration is really tough on me. You know, if there's a will, there's a way. If you want to, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open the door for you and He will make it easy for you. This is His promise. In this country, we have laws that protect the right of all citizens. Even when it comes to religious practices, no one can deny you time and facility and accommodation so that you can pray. You know, it's so interesting in this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَاسْعَوْا إِلَى ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ, remembering Allah. But right before that He says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِذَا نُودِيَ لِلصَّلَاةِ مِنْ يَوْمِ الْجُمْعَةِ. Did Allah say, worship me the whole entire day? Go to the masjid Fajr time and leave Isha time? Did Allah say that? He said, min, from. A part of Jum'ah, remember. 30 minutes, 1 hour, whatever it takes in the khutbah and the Salatul Jum'ah. Yet you find so many people coming late to Jum'ah. Willingly, for no reason. This is a bad habit within our people that we really need to change. You know, I lived in Muslim countries and I've seen, subhanAllah, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour before the khatib even arrives at the masjid is full. Now I understand we have work, you know, we're busy here in America, it's different. But I know many people have off during those times. So it is important for us to go quickly to the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now this was just a little introduction. Those of you that are in college, colleges have MSAs. If not, you start an MSA. Slowly pray in a small classroom or in a hallway somewhere, and then eventually as the membership grows, the college will see a need to support you and they will give you a room, etc., depending on the resources available. I know because I went to Queen's College. When I went to Queen's College, alhamdulillah, we had an MSA room for prayer, beautiful, separate room for sisters, separate room for brothers. We did a lot of great events, and one of the really big events, historic events that we organized back in 2009, I believe, was an event with Imam Wahaj. Now there was a lot of controversy when we decided to bring him, because he was on the news that week for some, you know, Islamophobic reason, and the school told us that we would need to either think about our speaker selection, or we will have to have security present with metal detectors. So, you know, we didn't have the budget to afford all of that, but subhanAllah, at the end we pulled through and everything worked out. We had twice as many people, we had a lot of media coverage, we became one of the greatest MSAs in New York City. But you know what I want to highlight is that at the end of the event, the vice president of Queens College came up to me and he said, you know Jakir, I was really, really touched by this event. I want to invest from my office an Imam for our Muslim students here in Queens College. An Imam in Queens College, can you believe that? A chaplain, Muslim chaplain, there to serve the Muslim students and the student population overall. So the following year, we interviewed a few people and we ended up hiring a great Imam, chaplain, Imam Ali Murmur, Dr. Ali Murmur, a PhD doctor originally from Turkey. So he's still there. So the reason I'm saying all of this is because the work you do, it will have its fruits and benefits. You will see it. This country is a land of opportunity, as cliche and as common as it sounds. But it is a land of opportunity even for Muslims. This is our land. You know, Muslims have been in this country from the very beginning. Do you know the first country to accept the independence of America, United States of America, was a Muslim country? Do you know that? After the Revolutionary War, when the Americans defeated the British, the first country to recognize America's independence was Morocco. The Ottoman Khalifa from the Ottoman Empire wrote a letter congratulating the Americans. Muslims don't know this, forget about Americans. We don't know this history. This is why people like Ted Cruz and Donald Trump come and they say Islam hates us. How does Islam hate you? Islam has been here before you were even in existence. Slaves on the slave ship who came from Africa, who were unjustly kidnapped from Africa in chains, taken away from their families. Historians say that 1/3, if not more, of these slaves were Muslims. 1/3, if not more, were Muslims. African origin Muslims. What kind of Muslims? Even observant Muslims. Hafid al-Quran, also scholars, imams, knowledgeable people, devout people. This is our history here in America. We need to develop that relationship with our history. And we have to give back to our community. Every day is good, especially Friday is good. Does anyone know what's so significant about this day in the Christian faith? Does anyone know why Christians celebrate or observe this day? No one knows here? How about the little kids? Who goes to elementary school? Raise your hand. If you go to 5th, 4th, 3rd grade, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade. So I'm sure you guys got Easter bunny chocolate, candy. A lot of the little ones, they were making the bunny ears, right? And it's very fun and enjoyable for the kids, right? They like it. But you don't understand that there is like a message, subtle message being delivered. If you don't educate yourself, number one, about this, and you don't educate your kids about this, then eventually they will not care about Islam. This is the day in which Christians believe Jesus Christ was crucified. He was killed on the cross. This is the day. Now we live in a majority Christian country. It is important for us to learn about Christianity. Not so that you can argue, but so you can enlighten yourself and get a broader mindset. So that when you speak to your coworker and your passenger and your customers, you understand where they are coming from. At the same time, you should educate yourself about your own faith, your own way of life in Islam. On Sunday, the Christian world will be celebrating Easter. Easter Sunday. Easter is the day Christians believe that Jesus Christ came back to life. He was resurrected again. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this weekend is a very special weekend to the Christians. They believe that 300 prophecies from the Old Testament was fulfilled during this weekend. Now, really quick, we don't have much time. I don't want to delay. You've been listening to the lecture for a long time. What does Islam say about Jesus Christ, peace be upon him? See, when you go back to school and when you go back to work and when you talk to Johnny and when you talk to Michael, he's going to ask you maybe some things he saw on the TV about Muslims, some crazy people doing some crazy things in Europe, in Brussels, in Turkey. What are you going to say to him? If you don't know things about your own religion, your own faith. The Prophet Isa alayhi salam is among the most remarkable and incredible prophets in Islam. We revere him. In fact, he is mentioned more by name in the Quran than Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself. There is a chapter in surah in the Quran devoted to his mother Maryam alayhi salam, surah number 19 in the whole entire Quran. He is looked at as one of the 5 greatest messengers, ulul azmi min al-rusul. Isa alayhi salam is an amazing prophet and slave of Allah. He will be coming back towards the end of time and he will be a follower of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We respect our Christian brothers and sisters, but we believe in what Allah speaks about in the Quran and we take that as the ultimate truth. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is what I want everyone here to take home with inshallah, is one and only. He has no father, no mother, no daughter, no sister, no grandmother. He doesn't have anybody. He is Allah. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٍ. There is nothing like him. You can't compare anything or anyone to him. He is deserving of our worship alone and free of anything. No creation of Allah, of God Almighty, has any kind of divinity or special extra power that is not from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a very interesting story about a great scholar that lived long ago. His name was Imam Abu Bakr al-Baqillani. Imam al-Baqillani rahimahullah. So it's a long story, I'm going to give you the shortcut version of it. Imam al-Baqillani was invited to a debate in the Byzantine Empire, current day Rome, Italy. And when he arrived in Rome, he saw that the location of the debate, there was a small little entrance, like a small door. So they did this intentionally so that Imam Baqillani can enter with his head downwards, making sajda to the king and the royalty. So Imam Baqillani was a very sharp, intelligent man. He picked it up right away and he realized, this is not something that I'm going to fall for. So he, instead of going downwards with his head, he went backwards with his feet and legs. And he entered this place and everyone was already sort of, feeling it from him. So finally the head priest, you can say, the main religious leader for the Christians, he came with a very, very elaborate, extravagant, very grand entrance. Imam Baqillani, after the priest came in, he asked him the following question, which took everyone by surprise. He asked him, so, how are the wife and kids? How are the wife and kids? Everyone was like, oh my God, did he just ask that question? What kind of question? How can he ask that question? So someone said that, how did you put together the courage to ask that question to the priest? Don't you know he doesn't get married? Don't you know that he doesn't have children? He's a man devoted to the worship of God. He is very holy and sacred. He doesn't engage in any of those things. So the Imam Baqillani, he smiled. He said, I just asked this person if he has wife and how are his wife and kids, and you all were so shocked and offended. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator of all of us, God Almighty. You say that he has a son and he has wife and children. So already Imam Baqillani has 1 point. He's ahead of the game. He's winning. So then someone says, what about Aisha? She committed adultery. She did something really bad. She did something really immoral. She committed zina. So Imam Baqillani, he replied by saying that you believe in Jesus. What happened to Jesus' mother? When she came with the little baby, what did they accuse her of? They accused her of the same thing. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserved her and protected her honor. Just like how he did for our mother Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha in the Quran saying, in fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had baby Isa alayhi salam speak from the cradle. This was a miracle, but there was no baby to speak for Aisha radiallahu anha. So what happened? Allah himself spoke for Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. Subhanallah. They realized they cannot win against him. So they gave him a bag of gold and they said, don't ever come here again. These were our scholars, our ulama, our ancestors that we should look up to and follow. We should be respectful and kind. We love humanity. We want to benefit people. We don't believe Isa alayhi salam was killed on the cross. We as Muslims, our iman, our faith, our belief teaches us that Isa alayhi salam was raised to the heavens. The details we do not know. But we know this, and this is enough for us to believe. And he will be coming back and he will die as one of the followers among the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Many miracles he performed by the permission of Allah. You can find it in the Quran. I have 2 minutes and I leave you with this. There is a very good book, you can perhaps find it here in the bookstore, right here in the library. Imam Ibn Kathir, great scholar and historian, wrote a book called Stories of the Prophets. Qisas al-Anbiya. If you don't have a copy of this book, I highly recommend and encourage you all to get yourself a copy. English translation, great book to sit with your children and discuss with. You have this weekend, take advantage of becoming close to Allah and teaching your kids about Jesus, peace be upon him, in Islam. They will give you, mashallah, so much information in this book. And if you do not have this book, you can find it online for free. It's online as well. In addition to that, if you go to YouTube, there are a number of really good series on the lives of the prophets. There's a great scholar, Sheikh, I believe his name is Sheikh Shadi, from Australia. He has a really good series on the stories of the prophets. Sheikh Mufti Ismail Malik, many of us know, we love him a lot, may Allah preserve him. He also has a series of lectures on the prophets. Try to get access to that and educate yourself, inshallah. With that being said, I would like to remind myself and all of us here, inshallah, that in order for us to make an impact here in this country, it is very important to educate ourselves. It is very important to educate our family members actively, to communicate with your children, with your kids. Take advantage of these 3-day weekends and spend some quality time with your family members. Take them outside one day. Take them out to eat at a nice restaurant. I know sometimes you're busy, maybe you don't have too much money, but even a little something, it means a lot to your children. They want your time, they want your attention. Try to get them before they go to middle school, and when they are in middle school, try extra hard to stay in touch with them, because in middle school, kids care more about their friends and not too much about their family. So make sure you engage with them now and work hard. Being a parent in America, and I would even argue throughout the world now, we live in a globalized world, being a parent is very difficult. It is challenging. It is concerning. But at the same time, it is very, very rewarding. So let us make an effort, inshallah, to implement these few things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant us all khair and barakah, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. Jazakumullahu khairan. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله